Assalamu alaikum students. This is your instructor Muhammad Umar Khatak for the subject Human Resource Management. This is our 14th lecture and chapter number 6. And today we will be discussing job descriptions and job specifications. Job descriptions and specifications. The job description and specification is one of the primary outputs provided by a systematic job analysis. A job description is a written description of what the job entails. It is, however, difficult to overemphasize how important, thorough, accurate, and current job descriptions are to an organization. Many changes occurring in recent years have increased the need for such job descriptions. These changes include the incredible number of organizational restructuring that have occurred. For example, downsizing in the recent recession. The need to implement new and creative ways to motivate and reward employees. The accelerated rate at which technology is changing work environments. New and more stringent federal regulation of employment practices through legislation. While there is no standard format for a job description, almost all well written, useful descriptions will include information on job title, title of the job, and other identifying information such as its wage and its benefits classification. Summary, brief one probably, one or two sentences statement describing the purpose of the job and what outputs are expected from the job incumbents. Equipment, clear statement of the tools, equipment, and information required for effectively performing the job. Environment, description of the working conditions of the job, the location of the job, and other relevant characteristics of the immediate work environment such as hazards and noise levels. Activities includes a description of the job duties, responsibilities, and behaviors performed on the job. Also describes the social interactions associated with work, for example, the size of the work group, amount of dependency in the work. Job specification. The job specification evolves from the job description. It addresses the question what personal traits and experience are needed to perform the job effectively. The job specification is especially useful in offering guidance for recruitment and selection. From the job specification, you would know that the successful applicant would have a college education and would already have at least 6 years of experience in human resource management. Determining what skills, knowledge, or abilities are required for performing a particular job must be done systematically. R.J. Harvey offers the following guidelines for arriving at the characteristics that should be included on job specification. All job tasks must be identified and rated in terms of importance using sound job analysis techniques. A panel of experts, incumbents, or supervisors should specify the necessary skills for performing each of the job tasks identified. The importance of each skill must be rated. Any other characteristic necessary for performing the job should be identified. These include things such as physical requirements and professional certifications. Each skill that has been identified needs to be specifically linked to each job task. Any trait or skill that is stated on the job specification should actually be required for performance of the job. Job specifications need to differentiate clearly between essential and non essential skills. Essential skills are those for which alternative ways of accomplishing the jobs are not possible. Non essential skills can be accommodated by changing the structure or work methods of the job. If people who are disabled could accomplish the job successfully after such accommodation, then it should be done. Job analysis and strategic human resource management. The HR journal appearing earlier in this chapter suggests that process and work reengineering will be the strategic HR challenge for the coming years. There are many signs that the fundamental nature of work may be changing. Functional areas are not as important as they once were for defining a person's job. Instead, interdisciplinary or cross functional teams consisting of persons with extremely diverse backgrounds are becoming increasingly common. Not surprisingly, therefore, one of the major complaints about reengineering is that once an organization's processes have been restructured, new job responsibilities may be poorly defined for the new environment. Despite the potential difficulties, organizations will have to continually adapt to rapidly changing business environments. Thus, reengineering of any kind or another is likely in a majority of the organization. This inevitability creates a new problem for the job analyst. While the job analyst has traditionally been charged with creating description of jobs as they exist in an organization, the new job analyst will also have to describe jobs that will exist in the future organizations. As mentioned elsewhere in this text, there is a growing acknowledgement of the needs to match human resource activities with an organization strategic planning. An important part of this task will be an ability for job analysts to write job specifications that accurately detail the knowledge and skills that will complement the future strategic initiatives of the organization. In the future, job descriptions will no longer be snapshots of static entity called a job. To the contrary, strategic job analysts will have to be capable of capturing both the present and the future. Competency modeling. An important goal of job analysis is to identify what the differences are between jobs. An alternative approach to analyzing work, known as competency modeling, focuses on how work goals and objectives are accomplished. A competency is defined as an underlying characteristic of a person that contributes to successful job and organizational performance. While related to KASO's, competencies are broader in nature and necessary for employees to do well in multiple jobs within an organization. For example, competencies for social networking might include teamwork, creativity, leadership, and so on. It is the process of identifying key characteristics that not only lead to successful job performance but also support the organization's culture, goals, and strategies. Some of the other ways HR professionals use competency model include hiring new employees by using selecting tools that measure competencies that align with organizational culture and business strategies. Promoting employees who demonstrate proficiency in key competencies. Evaluating employees based on competency oriented performance criteria. Compensating and rewarding employees for mastering competencies. Many companies are developing and using competency model to manage their human talent. This information is very useful for structuring job elements, duties, and tasks in a manner that will help achieve optimal performance and satisfaction. There is, however, no best way to design a job. Different situations call for different arrangements of job characteristics. In addition, approaches to job design place different emphasis on performance and satisfaction as desired outcomes. In other words, certain methods of job design are primarily interested in improving performance. Others are more concerned with job satisfaction. Thus, it is likely, or unlikely rather, that any one approach will fully satisfy all of the goals of a manager. This means that the choice of job design will involve making trade offs based on more critical needs of the organization. This would be the end. Thank you.